Hey guys, what's going on? If you were part of the TLP Live Free for All Friday, I want to say thank you. We had a great show. There was actually something that I wanted to talk about in that live that we did not get to because it was so hot. And if you are missing the TLP Live shows, which is on Fridays at 12 noon on the East Coast, and then Monday Night Football, which is 7 p.m. on Monday nights, write those times and days down. You got to be part of the hottest show or the hottest buff show that there is on the internet, okay? If you're not catching us on TLP Live, you are truly missing something special. But anyway, there's something that I wanted to talk about. I'm getting hip to Robert Livingston, and I want to give you another reason why I'm really bullish on Robert Livingston now. I think you should really start loving on Robert Livingston a little bit more, right? But let me give you that reason right after these messages. Shador, tell them who we all around here.
BWB. Bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. Okay, guys, so welcome back. And if you are one of those people and you don't think that it's cool to be a bandwagon buff, deal with it, bruh. Deal with it, because that's what we all around here. Bandwagon buffs. That's what BWB means. But let me go ahead and play this interview by Brian Howell and Adam Mustard Tiger. I'll do my reaction based on that. Let's go.
Number 8 for the Colorado Buffaloes. They'll be able to rotate a lot more in the secondary this year. They had to at times last year, but a lot of that had to do with injuries and evaluation and trying to figure out who their guys are. Yeah. Especially when you bring in a DJ McKinney, who's really looked the part. He almost kind of looks like Delrick Abrams did when he was an upperclassman here, and DJ McKinney's got quite a bit of eligibility left. When he left Oklahoma State, I reached out to somebody that covered him out there, and he said that's probably the biggest loss the Cowboys had to the portal all offseason, and so he's fit in right away. Just, again, a lot of versatile pieces and quite a bit more depth in that group now.
Any other thoughts on the secondary?
Well, one more thing with DJ McKinney, he mentioned that he was playing a lot of off man last year. Now it's more press man here, and we've continued to hear that about this scheme. And Coach Mathis talked about Robert Livingston and the changes that they have there. It's clear that Charles Kelly came in here with a blueprint that works for Alabama, and this is something Coach Mathis said, that it's harder to do that when you don't have that culture already built up. And when you're building your program through the transfer portal, I think having a system that allows the players to play fast is going to be beneficial, and that, you know, again, spring is a time for optimism, but that's one of the things, if I was going to be optimistic about both sides of the ball, it seems like these players are going to be thinking less and playing faster in 2024.
Yo, that point right there alone gets me excited. Thinking less, playing faster. Remember Shador's interview with DMVR Buff, where he said there was miscommunication, where some of the guys were thinking, oh, maybe I should run this route or I should run that route. I just wanted to make this point. Charles Kelly had the resume. When you're coming from Alabama, obviously you bring a lot to the table. You're coming from under Nick Saban. Usually the guys that come from under Nick Saban, they're very successful. If you look at Kirby Smart, he's one of Nick Saban's guys. We were very excited to have somebody like Kelly. Exactly what Adam Mustard Tiger just said. You're coming in and you're implementing a system that worked for Alabama. The SEC is a pipeline to the NFL. So it's like baby NFL. So playing in the SEC is a little different. That conference, those are the big leagues. Those are the big boys. So I'll say it like this. When you are planning for the big boys or the big leagues, the things that they are able to do in that conference is a little different from the things that other conferences may be able to do. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm not saying dumb it down for them or they're not smart enough to be able to catch it, but we need to be able to implement a system where the guys can learn it fast, because a lot of these guys are one-year guys. These guys are coming from the transfer portal. They're coming from different places, and they have to learn a whole new playbook or a whole new scheme. What you need is a system like Robert Livingston is saying. When Robert Livingston comes in and he's like, man, listen, I need to learn these guys' strengths and their weaknesses so that I can design a play around these guys. I can't tell you enough how much that excites me and how much that tells me that we're going to be way, way better, much better this year, because you need these guys to not be thinking on the field. You need them to know, if we're calling this package number 1, package number 2, you got to be in this gap, you got to be in that gap. These guys know exactly what their assignments are, and they're not going to be thinking on the field, so they can naturally play their position. These guys can be as good as anybody. If they're just thinking on the field, field and they don't know their assignment, what you're going to see is a lot of miscommunication, misassignments. Guys are going to be on the field not knowing which way to go, and that causes a lot of confusion on the field. You should see a lot of faster play this year. I stand on business, like you guys say in the South. I stand on business telling you guys that we have the talent on Colorado. Warren Sapp is a personal coach, okay? Let me take a break real quick. Warren Sapp is a personal coach. He gets up in your face. Like, he's right in those guys' mouths. Like, golly. Personal with it. He's hands on. Like, he gets up in there. Hey, man, let me talk to you, bro. Like, come on. Like, you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is not a Warren Sapp video. I've already done the Warren Sapp video, right? But look at Warren Sapp. He's in there. Warren Sapp gets up in there. Him and Livingston are on the same page. Warren Sapp is a position coach, and he understands his assignment. He's a grad assistant, but this guy is not moving like a grad assistant. Let me just tell you right now, all right? But anyways, listen, man, the skill set is there. If they're not thinking too much, they can just play football. Football is not as complicated as it was for us last year. I just felt like football was just way too complicated. The communication was not there. Obviously, when you got a bunch of dudes who are coming from different places, they don't have that much time that they've spent together. Synergy is going to be a matter. When you got the 40-40-20 package, right? You got to coach the 40-40-20 differently. And what you have to do to prepare those guys when you have a short amount of time, you got to put in a system that's easy to learn. That's what Robert Livingston is bringing to the table. Just like Alan Munster Tiger said, you got a system that fits Alabama. You got a system where the culture is different, where guys are there longer. You're stacking 4- and 5-star players that have been there waiting for their opportunity to play. These are NFL pipeline schools or systems where guys do not mind waiting until their junior or senior year to even get into the game. By that time, they've already learned this system. They know that system, and they don't mind waiting for it. But Colorado does not have that culture. Colorado doesn't have the culture where guys are going to be sitting around, especially in this NIL culture. And then we got the 40-40-20. We're going to be having a high turnover every single year. 40% graduate, 40% undergrad, and then 20% freshmen. You don't have the liberty of having guys that have been in your system for a very long time. Your top players, your leaders are not going to be guys that have been groomed in your system or in your culture for a long time. You got to play to your strengths. What is our strength? If you don't have it, you don't have it. We're not in Alabama. We're not one of these SEC programs where guys don't mind sitting on the bench for a long time, maybe until their junior or senior year to play. By that time, they would have already got it. If that's not our system, if we got a high turnover every single year, then we need a system that's much easier. And I wanted to make that point, and I hope you guys understand. Just watch how much different football we're going to be playing this year. Our defense is going to be good this year. I like Robert Livingston. The stuff that he's implementing is going to work. I'm getting excited about Colorado defense. Watch how it works this year. We're going to give the credit where credit is due. Robert Livingston, we ain't seen it yet, but I'm telling you, I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm seeing, and it's going to work. Colorado is going to be one of the top teams in the Big 12 this year. Mark my words. People are going to be talking different this year. And all of you haters, all of you detractors, I didn't make this video about you, but you know I got to mention you every now and then, because whenever I tug at your emotional cords, y'all go straight to the comments. But we're going to quiet y'all this year. I'm telling you right now, we're going to quiet a lot of the haters and the detractors this year. They're going to be so silent. It ain't going to be like last year where after 4 games, they started whispering. Then after game number 5, they started talking. Then next year, you know, they had the microphone. It ain't going to be that this year. And I'm telling you, you better watch closely, because what I'm telling you right now, that defense is going to have the country talking. All of those people that were talking about us last year, you're going to get all of those people talking about us again this year. Sorry, I did not get to this during the live, so I just wanted to go ahead and make a video about it, and hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. And if you do, let me hear from you. What do you think about what I just said in the comments? I'm going to leave it right there, and I will see you. Get it? See you on the next video. Okay.